On the bottom right.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, found it.
Oh.
Okay, so we can start and then we'll continue sending emails.
If we say a bad word, is it going to bleep it out or no?
I
No, no.
don't rightly think so.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
how many people do we have on? It's hard for me to tell because I'm on my phone.
Me too.
I see 12.
Looks like in total we're at 12 people right now,
Oh, fantastic.
including us.
Yeah, great. Well, it's
Hi.
better earlier. It was just you and I earlier.
How did you get
Yeah.
it? Anybody else could get it,
I
Christina?
have no
Like you had
idea.
a password, magic password or something?
It didn't even ask for a password. I just copied
They,
the
they
link.
were they were in a different meeting room. They were in a different meeting room.
Oh,
Mm.
jeez.
They were in Jonas's meeting room.
How many people are on the retreat as of now? Do you know?
Yes, let me bring that up. I think we have I'm gonna have to bring it up to be clear because I have a computer behind my computer behind my computer. But I will bring it up. I think we're over 20 people in total, including the guests and the authors for the first retreat. And the second one is a little less, but let me just check the.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'm very bad with these Zooms.
Oh, it just does it on its own. Don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong. But it was nice seeing you.
Almost there. So we have. Okay, so for the first one, we're sitting at 20 people even. And for the second one, we're at 16 people. So 36 people are coming to the reading retreats at this time. We've got two of them with Liz Nugent and Robin Harding. We have 20 people to the first one. And the JD Barker and Claire McIntosh, we have 16. We're very excited because Claire McIntosh is one of the four authors that has a lot of books published with a Greek publisher. Rania, can you say the name, please?
Ah, metechmio.
Matecmio. Okay. And we just received an email that they are doing a promotion with her in Athens for a few hours on the evening of the 22nd, the night before we go to the island.
That's
So
awesome.
that's exciting. The publisher is going to be downtown with us. So
That's
that's all new. We've got some really exciting news that we will reveal at the retreat. Unfortunately, we can't say anything about some of that stuff right now, but we've got some great surprises. Can we tell them the surprises? We can at least tell them a couple. These people are privileged, right? We can tell them the surprises. One of the greatest things we're so excited about is we were in touch with several major thriller authors, Lisa Jewell and Ruth Ware. And they and their publishers are working with us to send us boxes of free books and new releases and some wonderful stuff.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Great news.
In fact, Ruth Ware's publisher said they've got 5 different titles that they're sending for, I don't know the quantities, but 5 different titles in large quantities are being shipped to the hotel in May. So the hotel is going to receive everything in May. We'll be ready in June. Everyone leave some room in your luggage to take home some free books from some. These are only the two of the authors. We've got so many more coming and so much more happening. A lot of great surprises coming.
Very cool. I hope I can still make it.
What is the weather like that time of the year on the island?
June is really warm. It's so I'll try and do the Fahrenheit. What is it in Celsius usually? About 30, 32?
Yes.
It's about 30, 32. So what's that? About 80? 80?
No, hotter than me. I think it's going to be hotter.
Well, Athens was hotter than the island.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell you what it was
Hotter
last year.
Theory.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
last year, Athens actually was
33
having a
degrees
heat wave.
Celsius in Fahrenheit.
It
Right.
was really hot. But Amorgos was absolutely beautiful. It's like high, I remember last year you told us it'd be like in the high 70s. Like, that's cold, but it's not.
Don't pack pants. Don't pack pants like I did last year.
It is not cold the way it works down there. So 70, high 70s, low 80s most of the time last year on the island. But like I said,
Oh,
We lose Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
I packed pants. When I hear 70, I'm from Florida. So when I hear 70, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe at night it'll even be cooler. I brought pants. I didn't wear one pair of pants that I brought. So
Me neither.
yeah.
I took 2 pair of pants and I didn't wear them. So
Yep. Save the room in your suitcase.
It's generally pretty warm for sure.
Okay.
And it's definitely swimming. I mean, there are pictures from last year's retreat with people swimming, and we're right on the sea. The hotel is right on the water. The restaurant's there, and when you exit the restaurant, you're standing on sand. Like it's right there, and there's sunbeds there from the hotel for everybody, and it's fantastic.
oh, it's very convenient. And when you want to get into town, you just walk right out on the beach, take left, and just right on the beach, you just walk to town. It's just right there. It's wonderful. Oh, and the question about the temperature and the clothing, I will recommend in Athens when we do the tours up to the Acropolis. Sorry for my lisp. I just had braces installed, so I can't talk right. I recommend wearing white and having a fan, maybe like linen, because it gets warm up there. I had a friend that wore a dark shirt. Not a good idea. So yeah, just wear something light colored, linen, cotton. Have like a little hand fan with you. That will help.
But the only
What?
thing to keep in mind also is if you go to the monastery, Jonas, that's a good call out because you need to have your legs covered. So like I had a long skirt last year, which came in handy, and you have to have your shoulders covered. So just sort of, if you're going to want to go to the monastery and you're going to want to go to the monastery, just make
Yeah.
sure that those are covered in your packing.
Yeah, like you remember the poncho dress I had? That was really long, flowy, that covered the shoulder.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if you have like a long skirt or pants, you can still wear sandals, or do you just have to have your feet covered as well?
Oh, sandals are fine.
You don't want to wear sandals walking up the steps to the monastery.
Well, it depends on the
Okay.
sandals.
You're gonna want sneakers. I had a long skirt with sneakers. You're gonna want to wear sneakers because it's up a hill, like cobblestone steps up a hill. We're not
Yeah.
gonna tell you how many steps 'cause we don't scare you
But
yet.
bear in mind, this is just one excursion,
Right.
to the monastery. The rest of the trip, you can,
Yeah, of
whatever. I want to make a comment about the tour to the Acropolis. Last year, we did the Acropolis Museum in the morning, and then around noon or 1, we did the Acropolis when it was hotter. We learned from this mistake, and we are going to be doing the Acropolis first at 9:30, 10, something like that, where it's still cooler, and get out of the sun in the afternoon into the air-conditioned museum next time. So we are flipping that this year. We did learn because we did some tours in September and October, and people were fainting with the heat waves in Athens, and it was really hot. The government brought water up, and they had civil servants or all these people racing up with water and handing it to everybody, and the ambulances were waiting. It was so hot in August. So when September came, we had to start doing Acropolis tours in the morning. Didn't remember, Rania, they even closed it between noon and 5 for a
Yes,
couple of weeks.
yes,
Too
because
many people were having problems with the heat. This won't happen in June. The heat isn't that bad in June, but it does get, like Christina said, it does get really hot in the afternoon, have a fan. So that's why we're going to do the inside tours in the afternoon, and the morning we're going to do the Acropolis.
That's awesome. That's great. I don't know if you remember, but last year, my group of friends that went with us, they didn't join the tour. They did the opposite. They went in the morning to
Ah,
and they in the afternoon. That's why they weren't in that picture in the New York Post.
Oh,
They were with
which is really exciting. The New York Post interviewed me 2 weeks ago about the retreat, and they've had a couple quotes in the Post, quoted and credited by myself. And it was really exciting because it was all about the reading retreat hosted and put on by the Psychological Thriller Group. So it's fantastic. And although I mentioned the Psychological Thriller Group with 1.6 million members several times in the interview, their focus was the reading retreat. So they never did mention the group, but the group retreat was mentioned in the New York Post. So that was really exciting to see.
and they added the picture. And they added the picture, so the members were in the picture. So that was
Yep.
so there was
That was nice.
some kind of tie there.
Yep.
So that,
We do have another tie coming in 2 weeks. The Hellenic Broadcasting Corporation. It's like a Howard Stern for Greece, where they do podcasts and interviews with people. They're just not as crass as him, but they do these interviews here, and they interviewed me a week and a half ago about my career, but I steered it toward retreats, and I talked about everything with the retreat near the middle to end. There, the focus was me, but I wanted to talk about the retreats, and I had to steer it that way. So we are going all over Greece on a 20-minute English speaking podcast in about 2 weeks. I'll have a link I'll be sharing.
Awesome.
Okay, can you talk about the Blue Star ferries and how this is going to happen because they haven't set up their schedules yet?
Yes. So Rania could speak better about why the schedules are not up. I understand that the Blue Star ferry, the ferry that we're going to take from Athens to get to the island, it's a fantastic ferry. It's over 7 stories high, multiple cafes, restaurant. It's a lot of fun to go on there and just relax. We all sit around a nice table and we chat and we have a coffee together or wine or beer, whatever you'd like. And it's a great way to sit and chat with the authors. I remember last year we sat with Mark Edwards for half the trip, and we all just got to chat. It's great. So this ferry, they have to submit their schedules to the Greek government. I forget why, Rania, but the government has to approve the
They
schedules
have to approve
to
it,
make sure.
yes.
Yeah, so they make to the government, some oversight committee watches all the high speeds, the sea jets, the all the different ferry companies, and monitors how the access for the tourists and the people. And somebody sits and organizes it all. So when Blue Star submits their ferry schedule, the government says yay or nay on certain things. So they got to take it back to the drawing board and redo things. So sometimes it takes a few months before you even see a schedule that goes up. So for some ferries, like Blue Star Delos is one of the names of their ferries, their schedule's all up. But the Blue Star Paros is the ferry we have to take. The schedule is not even up for May yet. In 3 weeks,
Yeah.
it's not even available yet. I'm doing a writing retreat in 4 weeks on the island of Amorgos, and we can't pick our ferry yet. So it's going to be up any day now. The ones for June, they're not available yet. Anyway, they will be. Tickets never sell out. So we'll have lots of tickets. And even if the Blue Star did sell out, there are multiple other companies we could go with that are they would go to Mykonos, you wait an hour and then you go to Amorgos, or they would go to Naxos, you wait an hour and then you would go to Amorgos. You would have to switch ferries, or Santorini and switch ferries. So there's lots of ways to get to the island, but we generally try to get everybody together on the Blue Star ferry, and we have a great time.
I want to jump, sorry to interrupt you. I just want to jump in real quick. So
Yep.
I had a big group that went with me last year and they were a little, I don't know, concerned about such a long ferry. Well, it turned out that they ended up loving it. They loved being out on the ocean. They loved because, you stop at islands and you get to see all these beautiful islands, all these turquoise waters, the restaurant, the bar, mingling with the group. And some of us got cabins, so we had beds and a shower. So if we needed to sleep or clean up, we could. But it ended up being a really fun part of the retreat for them. So if you have any doubts about the ferry or anything, I recommend just trying to think positive because I think you're gonna like it. The views.
How long is the trip? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Go ahead.
interrupt. How long is the trip from Athens on the ferry to the island?
It's about 7 hours.
Well, Jonas, doesn't it depend on which ferry you get? Because the ferry on the
Yeah.
way back was faster. The ferry on the way there, which didn't have private cabins though, the 7 hour, 8 hour, whatever it is, ferry, that one had the private rooms, which I did, me and my wife did, and we just slept the whole way over. Helped us with our jet lag. But we don't know which type of ferry they're going to be going with, or do they always do the 8 hour ferry or the 7 hour ferry on the way there?
Great question. You can take a ferry that's faster. We generally work with Blue Star and which is the 7 hour to 8 hour ferry, depending on if there's wind or something, a headwind. Um, but you can take a different ferry. There's a high speed one and a sea jet one. These ones will get you there in maybe 5.5 hours. Isn't that right, Rania?
6.
The difference with those are you're on the sea less, because what happens is there are no high speed or sea jets that go from Athens to Amorgos. What you have to do is you have to buy a ticket that's 3 hours to, say, Santorini. You have to wait an hour and a half there, then take a 1 hour to the island. So you're only on the water for 3 or 4 hours in total. But the reason it takes 6 hours is because you're waiting to transfer to another ferry.
I see.
Or you go to Mykonos, or you go to Naxos. Any of these islands, you can do it, but you're only on the water for 4 hours. Where if you take Blue Star, it's direct, but it's longer. And so that's the one we generally take. And as Christina said, that some people who had a little trepidation about going onto that ferry discovered that it became a fun part of the event.
But it's
Yeah.
not 7 or 8 hours of solid ferrying, I guess is the word, because you're stopping at what's there, 4 islands that you're stopping at. So you're waiting for people to get off, you're waiting for people to get on, and that's what's taking some of the time.
Yeah,
It takes all of
absolutely,
the time
absolutely.
because I'm sorry, because normally it's 5 hours because there is a, and I know that because there is a boat that we have from maybe June, July, and it comes every Saturday, and it goes from Catapula to Piraeus in 5 hours, and it's just a normal big boat.
Sorry, Catapula what she's saying is from Amorgos, from the
Yeah,
island to
sorry, it's yeah,
if we
yeah,
say ports,
yeah.
people may not.
So that's
Um,
the truth is that it's 5 hours, but with all the stops, and
Right.
sometimes there are some people selling stuff, so it just takes a bit longer. However, I managed to do all these trips back and forth, and I get seasick. Like, so
my
when
my
it's, I know the Beaufort scale. So when it's 5, 6, it's fine. If it's a little bit more, there are some special not pills, like supplements
like
that you can take.
gravel,
That is
something you can take.
ginger, something like that. So you can have a very nice trip. However, in June and May and June, usually the weather is perfect. So I don't need these things.
Yeah,
Christina, do you remember how flat and smooth the ride was?
it was
Yeah.
it was very pleasant. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm telling you, it's kind of like, when you go on a vacation and you pay $300 to rent a boat to get on the water. Well, imagine being on a big boat on the ocean with all your friends and having restaurants and a bar and a place to take a nap if you want to. And yeah, sailing. It was beautiful, gorgeous. Nobody got seasick. There wasn't that much movement.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. This June, July is perfect. May, June, July is perfect. It gets a little bit rocky November, December.
We've got somebody else. Hello, nice to see you.
Oh, hi.
We're just discussing the ferry to the island, getting excited about the reading retreats that are coming.
Yes.
Also, we managed to have a discount. So I don't know if you all know that, but next to our venue, the Lucky Villas, there is a diving center. So we have the same even last name because somehow we're all related in this island. so I'm like, oh, I am Rania from Lagada. I had to say all this, that we have all the Greeks, that my mother is this one, my father was that one. So I was like, okay, I can give a 10% to your people. I'm like, yes. So
So
you can
Christina,
arrange
she's
whatever
talking
you
about
want.
the scuba
Scuba
diving
diving.
place.
Like the snorkeling.
The snorkeling, scuba
Yeah.
diving, all of that
Yes.
we have a discount now for any of our retreat participants who want to rent any equipment or go with them.
I'm definitely doing that again. That
Yeah,
was amazing. Oh, that gave us a chance to go because they take you right next to like a mountain out in the ocean. Like you can see from the resort where they take you. But when you get into that water, it's so turquoise. Like underneath is just yellow rock. The beach is beautiful too, but here there's not a lot of movement. So it's just kind of like you're like in a swimming pool.
yeah, they take you
Gorgeous.
to Nicosia.
I definitely want to do that again. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
And
We
we did see
also
some.
we also want to
Nice.
organize a beach party for its retreat. We should have a beach party. We didn't do the previous time, but I
Oh,
think that this time will be the best.
that's great.
And as we get close, I'm trying to include some local people to be involved in things. I'm still trying to organize it because
We even have a professional photographer coming, yes?
yes, one day.
Yes. I figured that was already arranged too. We
That's the
have
only arranged for sure.
Yes, we have someone coming to do some professional footage of these retreats. So we're excited about that.
Nice.
Last year it was all iPhones.
He's planning to get in the New York Times next with his photo from this year.
Yeah, yeah. And that photo, I actually was the one who took that photo. That's why I'm not in it.
I
I
figured
took that
you in
with
there. Yeah,
I took it with this phone, and it's in the New York Times.
love it.
Also,
New
the
York
other
Post,
thing that
sorry.
is best is that Liz and Robin are friends. So I think that the chemistry will be amazing because they can't wait to be together.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah, I do want to mention to everybody, last year with Mark Edwards, it was just a phenomenal experience hanging out. I mean, just with an author, it's not like a big, they're just one of us, right? And you're hanging out with them, you're going out and having a drink with them, wherever we're doing, they're going along with us. And it was just really, really nice to do that and to meet somebody and to everybody got along so well, I think, because we all have a common interest in reading and the same genre. And so there was really no issues with everybody going. Everybody just welcomed everybody, people that came by themselves. They met people to hang out with. It was just very, very, very welcoming and very good time. I was, I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be that good.
I agree. It was very organic. It just felt like the authors were, I don't know how to say it, just one of us, one of the readers, just a big group of friends. And one thing I did want to point out about the hotel we're staying at in Amorgos, you're never going to feel like you're lost. So if you're traveling by yourself, everything is very easy to find. We're all kind of facing the same area. Anybody you see, there's probably going to be from the retreat. It's not a big hotel where there's a lot of winding, hallways. You're going to find the pool very easy. You're going to find the beach very easy. The restaurant, everything is right there. You'll never feel alone.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, the last year's retreat formed some long-term friendships now, bonding friendships. We had Tiffany Bessler flying into Greece, about a month and a half ago, Rania, and
Yes.
let us know that she was here. And we went for dinner and got to chat. She was one of the guests from last year and heard great stories about her and Leanne.
Yeah.
And
I
she
just
had
saw
come
her.
to see you.
Yeah, I saw her about 2 or 3 months ago. She was in Fort Myers visiting her mom. So I drove over there and had lunch with her.
But before the retreat, did you two know each other?
No.
Right.
So
So
I traveled with a friend of mine, and we ended up hooking up with Tiff, who traveled alone, and another guest named Lorna. She traveled alone. And ironically enough, we were supposed to sit next to Lorna on the ferry. And then because we didn't know Tiff when we booked the ferry. So she was supposed to sit someplace else. And Lorna, who we didn't even know was going to the retreat, said, "Oh, do you want to sit next to your friend? I'll go take a seat somewhere else." And so she ended up taking a seat somewhere else so we could have Tiff sit next to us. And then, of course, when we got off the boat, there was Lorna going to the retreat. So we welcomed everybody into our fold and we did everything together while they were there. So they both traveled alone and they were not alone for a single second once we hooked up with them. And they're both coming back this year to the second retreat.
yeah.
Awesome.
We don't have much time, unfortunately. It says that it's ending in like 10 minutes. So if there are questions, I just answered to Jessica. She can't.
Hi. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm Laura Martinez. I am in Wisconsin, and I just wonder if any of you are near the Chicago area or that we can communicate before going on the trip. I'm going by myself, by the way. So
Well, you'll have a great time. Anybody in this area? Anybody in this call from Chicago? No?
no, okay.
Rania and I are already in Greece.
Yeah.
We're here waiting for you all.
Yeah, we
Hey,
just wait.
Hey,
I'm
Jonas,
not near Chicago. Sorry,
will you
I'm
be
not
able to
near
share the list? Will you be able to share a list of everybody that's going so that maybe she could send it and say, "Hey, is anybody in the Chicago area?"
I
Before
could
we go?
definitely, I could send a message to everybody,
Okay.
a bulk message to every member.
Yep.
Yeah.
I see Laura Martinez is going to the Claire McIntosh and JD Barker retreat. So I can share a list. I can share a message to them and say if anyone else is going from Chicago, we have a person traveling alone, and they want to meet up. I could do that.
Oh, that would be nice. And how many people are going in the retreat that I'm going?
We have 16 right now.
Oh, great.
16, not including Rania and I. So we'll be 18 of us.
And I'll be there. So welcome. Don't you
And
worry.
Mike will be there,
You're not
I'm
going to be alone.
thinking.
Nice.
So anything else? By the way, if you think of anything after, you can message Christina or Mike, or you can message me or Rania. We would love to help. Message or email. Find us on Facebook, Messenger, whatever. We're happy to answer any questions you may have.
And general questions about traveling to Greece, because we are here. I'm Greek. I have my Synodinu name here, not my author name, my Rania Stone name.
Right.
So whatever you feel, what books we need to bring. Jonas, she's asking Mara, what
Uh,
books?
oh, whatever you want to read, really.
Yeah.
You're going to be leaving with a lot of books, and yeah, we have a lot of gift bags of books. Maura, I'm hoping you can hear me okay. So definitely bring a couple of books to read, but there's nothing specific, is there? I
Well,
mean,
You got to buy all of Jonas's books.
what I would,
right. Oh, oh, yeah.
what I would recommend is take one book from the author. That way they can sign the book if you want a signed book from them. That's what I'm going to do. I take a book from each author and then I have them sign it while I'm there on the island. Because I always take an extra suitcase because I go back with a ton of olive oil and olives and clothes. I did that last year. I came back with wine, olives, olive oil, clothes, books. I took an extra suitcase. So, yeah, I recommend taking one book from each author. That's what I think.
Yep,
Before we wrap up, though, Jonas, you might want to see if anybody has questions about the hotel arrangements that they're making in Athens.
I was just going to ask that question: is if we're going in early, do we stay at the same hotel? Is there a discount for staying all of us at the same place? Do we do it on our own? How does that happen?
Oh, when you get to Athens, yes, you have to do it on your own. That's not part of the retreat, but the tours are part of the retreat. So we're doing those, and there's no extra cost for the tours except for a ticket price to say get into the Acropolis or something. But the hotels, we have a list of discounts for hotels that work with us, so I can certainly send you the list. I can definitely do that, and I think I already sent it through a bulk message with each group. That being said, several of the hotels, like the Atelos hotels, already sold out for this time frame. So several are selling very fast. So we can definitely get you into a good hotel and show you some good rates. There's like 1,000 hotels in that area,
We
all
have
the way around.
a
So
discounted list anyway, because I have contacted hotels and I'm like, I need a discount for my people, not for me, but like I'm like a travel agent, but we're not travel agents, and we don't want to benefit from the Athens tours. We just want to have people to gain a great experience from Athens. So if you have
this is why we
any
want.
problem, like you're facing any difficulties booking the hotel, I can definitely help you with that.
It would be nice to stay with the other people that are, if everybody's staying like in the same hotel, or, hotels that are in the same place, it would be nice to know which hotels those are so that we could plan accordingly.
Yes, of course. We generally try to keep everyone in one area. It's called Monastiraki. Monastiraki. I can put that in an email. We generally try to put everybody in the same area so that we're all walking distance from the restaurant or the group, as when we walk around together. And we did that last year. I think Mike stayed at the Monk Suites. I stayed at the hotel called the Tempe. Other people stayed at the Tellos. We were all like within a half a block of each other. But it's unfortunate that we're not able to get everyone at the same hotel. That would be a bit more challenging for Athens in June.
Yeah. And the monk is kind of small anyways. It's more quaint, but I really liked it being at the monk. You were central to everybody else. They were all meeting at my hotel, thank goodness. So it made it easy on me. But it was a nice hotel, but it is smaller. You're not going to get a whole bunch of people in there, I don't think, especially with the rooms already booked.
And you won't be walking around that area.
Guys. 1 minute, 30 seconds left.
Oh, geez.
Okay, can I say really quick to Sue that I did a Airbnb in Athens, and it's a really nice place. So you are welcome to look also on Airbnb. There are great deals there too. So just letting you know that.
That is a good option.
Good.
Okay, so it does say 1 minute left. So if
Yes.
anybody has anything else, jump in. If not, email me or message me.
Oh,
In the meantime,
message
I'll
us on
remember
Facebook.
that.
I'm constantly on Facebook. You can find me. That's Rania Stone, Sinodinu. Like, okay, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can't wait.
Thank you for meeting all people.
Sorry about the technical
Oh.
difficulties, but glad we all got together. See you all in Greece.
Kalispera.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Kalispera. Kalinita.
Well, it's midnight here, so we're gonna say Kalinikta.
Oh,
Ah,
good night. Good night.
Kalinita.
This one?
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
okay,
Bye.
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 All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.